What is up, everyone? We are back with episode 21 of Smoke and Meteoras with none other than the process, Malcolm I can't talk today. Jesus Christ. Malcolm Monroe the Third.
That's my name. That's how you say it. What's up, Smoke and Meteoras? How you guys doing today?
We are here, and you're familiar with space stations because I totally stole that from you. So welcome to the space station.
Yeah, I'm also in the space station.
So we are here for episode 21 with Mr. Malcolm Monroe the Third, and he is also the man that I'm shouting out the Bocce Boys right now. He's also the man that my created wrestler beated. My creator wrestler beat his creator wrestler for the Rhino Pure Rules Championship title. So ha.
Like, I guess.
I'm not even
that's
a
c-
wrestler, but whatever.
that's because I wasn't on the sticks. If I was on my own controller, I would have dusted you. They let it simulate or something.
Of course, I mean, they watched it simulate at least, and I kicked your ass.
Fake stats.
All right. So this episode is also a little different because it is a special episode as it is my 1 year podcasting anniversary. And to make it even more insane, my very first guest for my podcast was MM3. And when I booked
You're,
him for this week, I didn't even realize that it was going to be the anniversary. So the universe works in mysterious ways. But
yeah,
with
I
that,
just knew
yeah,
that I was supposed to be guest number one and guest number 1 year.
hell yeah. So, with that being said, we're going to jump right on in. I start this podcast off with the same question every time. And that question is, what is the dumbest thing that you have done for wrestling?
Well, that answer changed from the last time you asked me because I think the dumbest thing now is the "Is it cake" video that's going around of me. I got smashed into a ring bell that was actually not a ring bell. Spoiler alert, it was cake. I think that's the dumbest thing I've done.
Why do you think it was dumb?
Um, Me personally, uh I think that the type of match everyone was expecting us to have uh turned into more so just like a funny show, which is fine in some capacities. But I think that at that point in both of our careers, there was no real like animosity or lead up to the match. It kind of just happened because it was quote unquote the last ICW show, and like pillar versus pillar, and that's all cool. But they like built it to like be this like serious endeavor, and then it ended up being just like cake and haha. So
All right,
I
I
think
get
I
that.
think that's dumb.
All right, I get that. So let's go back to the very, very beginning. What was your first emotional connection to wrestling? Before you even entered a ring, before you started training, like as a kid?
I guess it would have to be the earliest memory that I remember. I had to be like probably like 3 years old, and my dad was fighting my grandfather in a cage match, and my mom interfered, and my dad gave my mom, who's an untrained person, a pile driver through a table in the cage. Yeah, that was
Oh my
fucking insane.
god.
Hmm.
That is a hell of a memory to have for your first memory of wrestling.
Yeah, I was 3, so. But I remember it like it was yesterday. So weird.
So, growing up in I mean, at the time, I guess you could say Wrestling Dynasty because you eventually got into it yourself. But were you
I mean,
ever? No, go ahead.
at that time, I guess it was already kind of considered a dynasty, since my dad was like a second generation talent, who was like making ways for himself. My grandfather at that time was known as the successor of the Sheik. So I think the Monroe dynasty was already in full swing before I was even a twinkle in his eye.
Well, before that even came to fruition, were you ever interested in the mainstream wrestling, whether it be WWE or, I mean, AEW wasn't around back then, but WWE, WWF, whatever it was, or whether it be Japan or any of this other the mainstream stuff that was out at the time?
None of the wrestling that I watched was necessarily mainstream because you got to think, the independent wrestling scene didn't become more mainstream until social media really became a thing. And I'm going to show my age a little bit. I'm a little bit older than that. And so,
What do you mean? We're
uh,
the same age.
exactly. So I'm older than the age where wrestling, well, my wrestling age is older than that, I'd say.
Yeah, you started very early on.
Yeah, I started very early, and the internet wasn't really a thing when I started wrestling. Like it was, but it wasn't what it is for pro wrestling now. Pro wrestling had its own corner of the world and it stayed off of the internet. The closest thing you got to that was the dirt sheets that was on a hotline on some sweaty dude's phone.
So, when you did first start training, what did wrestling mean to you?
Um, I always had a feeling that I was born to be a wrestler. I told my dad that and he didn't believe me. And I thought that that was like the biggest spit in the face. So I decided to go get trained anyways. And my godfather, Truth Martini, trained me without my dad knowing. And I just always knew that like there are those that do this and then there are those that are born to do this. And I was just one of the ones that was born to do this.
So, did the younger you always gravitate towards intensity and chaos?
Um, Not necessarily. I was a like accomplished martial artist when I was younger, so I had a lot of discipline instilled in me from that. But as far as like pro wrestling goes, I'm just an artist through and through, and I looked at it as a medium of art that literally I was put on this planet to do, and no one could do it better than me.
So, what made wrestling feel so personal for you?
I obviously like growing up in the business had a hand in it, but the fact that I took my first bump when I was 11 years old, and by the second bump that I took, it was already better than some of the grown men who were trained wrestlers. So from that moment on, I kind of just knew like this is it. This is what we're doing.
And at what point did it stop feeling like entertainment and start feeling like more of a purpose for you?
From the beginning. I Although I am a entertainer and I love to entertain, I really wrestle for me. It just happens to be entertaining for other people. It's selfishly for me. It's my
So,
safe space.
looking back, what do you think you were really searching for through wrestling?
I don't search for anything because when you do, you never find it. So I just kind of let it come to me, and I wasn't ever pressured. Like being a third generation wrestler, everybody just assumes that my family pressured me to do it. Like my family didn't even think that I was going to be a wrestler. I had my hand in so many different things when I was younger that like wrestling was like on the back front, like on the back burner of everybody's mind. So um yeah, I just kind of always locked in and knew that like it was like my passion and that's what I was supposed to be doing, not just to entertain, but to be understood.
So, you've embedded in my brain that you're not just a deathmatch wrestler, but you're a hybrid wrestler.
Mhm.
You corrected me for that the first episode, I remember. But What specifically drew you toward wanting to do deathmatch style matches?
Back when Impact was called Global Force, I was working there at the time, and I was an 18-year-old kid. I thought that I had like a whole crazy TV career ahead of me, and out of nowhere, the rug was pulled from under me. I wanted to quit wrestling. I wanted to give up the thing that I literally thought I was on this planet to do, because I was just really sad. And I got to meet and see some really cool people at the same event that I got fired on. And they had some crazy conversations with me about my work ethic, about the work of mine that they've seen so far, and that they knew that I could do any style of wrestling proficiently, not just decent, but proficiently. And so from that moment forward, when I got fired, that's when the process was born. And the process was born with the ideology of I am the best, most well rounded wrestler on this planet, but they just don't know it yet. Soon they will. So then I will go to every genre of wrestling and I will wrestle their best and I will be the best. That's what I have been doing for the past 17 years. But I really put a focus on it in the last, I say, 10. And I did lucha for a while. I did the catch style of wrestling. I did the Japanese strong style. Like every style of wrestling that you can think of, you would see in an MM3 match, or you would see MM3 wrestling those type of opponents. And next on the list was just deathmatch. And I always told myself I was too pretty to do that, because that's what my dad used to do when I was growing up. And I was like, that's dumb. I'm too pretty. No, no, no. But then, like, something switched in me when I was proving that I was the most well-rounded and I could do literally anything. I The love and the acceptance that I received from the deathmatch community, because I didn't half-ass it, because it wasn't something that I was just trying for the fuck of it. It was me proving to everyone that I am the best at what I do. And I was received so well that the past 4 or 5 years, I have still been doing death matches consistently.
So, was there a moment where you realized that that style really fit you?
I mean, not necessarily more so than other styles. I think what truly keeps me invested into deathmatch as much as I am is um there is no tangible or visible connection with passion until you bleed for something. And if you're willing to bleed for something, that means that you are at the like utmost top level of respect for that particular thing, that you would literally go to the lengths of almost dying for this cause. And I don't think that many other art forms or many other artists can say that they do the same for their art.
It's a it's a different perspective than a lot of things I've been hearing.
I'm sure.
No, like I just want to let that sit for a minute. That's all.
Yeah.
So, when you did decide to step into the deathmatch world, did the people around you understand the choice you were making?
Not really, no. I think they were looking at it from a perspective of like, I've accomplished these things already at such a young age, and like I don't need to kill myself to be recognized. But the fact and the thing that they never realized is that I wasn't looking to be recognized by anybody other than myself. So, in order for me to do that, in order for me to feel like I've done this genre justice, is if I gave it my all. I'm an all or nothing kind of guy.
So, what does deathmatch wrestling give you emotionally that traditional wrestling doesn't?
Kind of just speaking in that same vein of like the passion of like literally bleeding for something. And the deathmatch community, it's instilled in them too. Like I've seen fans get cut from flying shards of glass and then they're back in the fucking front row 2 weeks later. Like the passion, yeah, exactly. The passion, the camaraderie and overall community that deathmatch has created and instilled. Although it can be fucking messy like any family, it's still a family.
Exactly. Like there's just something different about deathmatch. Like the community as a whole is totally different than just a wrestling in general.
Yeah.
And I still have that little tiny Lego you gave me from the first time we met in Boston.
Aw, I love that.
I don't know exactly where it is, but it's somewhere.
It's somewhere.
It's somewhere in my backpack. It's always in my backpack. So, what is something that you believe people misunderstand about deathmatch wrestlers?
That we can't wrestle. Uh, so like I get why and how people would come to that conclusion, especially with some of the quote unquote talent that's out there. Uh, but that's not all of us. Just like they're shitty deathmatch wrestlers, they're shitty regular wrestlers too.
Yep.
It just comes with the territory. But at the end of the day, I constantly prove to people that it's deathmatch wrestlers can definitely wrestle, and a lot of times they can out wrestle the motherfuckers who think that they can't. Um, and yeah, I guess that's part of the crusade of the hybrid fighter in me is just showing everybody that there's always more.
So, what did stepping into the deathmatch world show you about how you viewed yourself?
I found out that I was sadder than I thought. I also found out the lengths in which I am willing to put myself, my body, my family, my livelihood, my everything on the line for my art and to be recognized as the artist.
So, let's get a little bit more into the psychological focus for your matches. Do you still feel fear before certain matches?
I don't think I ever did. Um, for some death matches, I think there's like a nervousness in me sometimes if it's like someone that I've never wrestled before or anything like that. But uh MM3 and Moon the person are two different people. So once 100 Roses starts playing, Moon is no longer a person. MM3 is now present and he's not afraid of anything. So any feelings, nervousness, anything that can be equated or similar to fear, all goes away once the first few notes of my music hits.
So, what would you say are the differences between fear and adrenaline in your mind?
Fear is a powerful thing and it's a powerful tool that can push you to the most incredible lengths, as can adrenaline. But the difference lies in a lot of times the performance and the results that we receive from operating out of fear are a lot more genuine and natural, honestly. Because, like, even when you're operating off of adrenaline, like, like, oh, I might not feel this right now, but oh, fuck, later, I'm gonna fucking feel it. When you are genuinely terrified, later doesn't matter. All that matters is right then.
So, has pain, whether it be from the physical or emotional toll of this style of wrestling, has that changed your mindset over time?
Not really. Uh, like I might sound crazy, but I don't think deathmatch really hurts any fucking more than a regular wrestling match. It all hurts. Like we're fucking slamming each other around and throwing each other and running and doing all these fucking athletic things and like it hurts, bro. But like um I think that the art and the sense of accomplishment and sense of just gratification that I receive from literally just standing in a ring overcomes all of that.
So, what are a few moments where you feel you genuinely tested your limits?
Um, Last year in Japan for ICW No Holds Barred, I was presented with a lot of difficult challenges, both professionally and personally. And I went out there and I fucking showed out every night. I broke my ribs on the first night and I just fucking pushed through. And I kind of no sold the ribs. Everyone who knew me for real knew how fucked my ribs were because right after it happened, like you could tell, I did a corkscrew moonsault off the fucking top of the chains, which I never fucking do. But I was in Japan and I was wrestling someone who I had never gotten the chance to meet with, and I was pulling out all the stops. So, yeah, I think the Japan tour as a whole.
So, have you ever walked away from a match mentally different than from when you entered it?
Yes, when I wrestled Drake Younger for RPW. So I'll give you guys a little bit of a insight and backstory on me as a pro wrestler. So I am a graduate and trainer of the House of Truth Wrestling School. I always have been. However, when I first started training and kind of when I was first doing combat sports, House of Truth was also partnered with the Rage Dojo that was ran by American Kickboxer. And the Rage Dojo students are a very particular group of people, and the way that we all operate and just the fucking level of insanity that we work with kind of sets us apart. And of those people, Drake Younger, growing up, was one of the guys that I looked up to the most in the Rage Dojo. Him, Isaiah, Kickboxer himself, Scotty Vortex, all these guys like Rage Dojo, like certified killers, dude. And I just wanted to be a part of something, and Kickboxer kind of pushed me in that direction. And although I got to train and be the last graduate of the Rage Dojo, I never got to wrestle Drake until that day. He had taken some time away from wrestling. A lot of stuff had happened and transpired in the meantime. He also was with the WWE for an extended period of time in that period. So me and Drake just never crossed paths. And then the moment that it did, and he put the stamp of approval on me as like, oh, he's the hybrid wrestler. Everybody thought it was me, but it's this guy. That's when everything changed for me.
So, what is something that this style has taught you about yourself as a person?
It taught me the lengths that I'm willing to go to for my art and to be understood. Um, I have never been a guy to mail it in, and anytime you see an MM3 match, you're going to be getting my best, whatever that looks like at that time. And
Well, your
I think
best is
this,
shit. No, I'm kidding.
and I think that this style has definitely kind of taught me to just throw caution to the wind with a lot of stuff and kind of just be in the moment and live because literally any fucking thing could happen at any time.
So, I want to get a little bit more into your match history, but matches that are more emotionally anchored to you as a person. So, what is a match that still lives in your head today, completely rent free?
Me versus Eddie Kingston lives absolutely fucking rent free in my head. The reason being because before the match, me and Eddie had only like seen each other in passing at other events, and like obviously he knew my trainer from Ring of Honor. He knew my uncle Brian, who's head official at XICW, as well as he was an official for Ring of Honor. Uh, but me and Eddie had never like really spoken outside of a professional sense. Before the match, we just talked about our shared love of the Japanese style and two absolute fucking legends that influenced both of us really heavily. And that's Mitsuharu Masawa, aka uh, the fucking Tiger Mask himself. Also, Toshiaki Kawada. And the fucking wars that those two had in all Japan and everywhere in between, were kind of just solidified them and Kings Road Wrestling as a thing. And those two guys were a huge influence to Eddie and myself. And we decided that we were going to go out there and we were going to put on a Kings Road style match and we were going to beat the fuck out of each other no matter what. And that's what we did.
All right. So, was there a match where you felt truly proud of yourself for the work that you would put in afterwards?
Just about every match, honestly. Uh, I operate with a certain sense of pride because as a performer and as an artist, you are only as good as your last body of work. So, the only way for me to like care and operate at a decently high level, I have to be very proud of the work that I'm putting out because it could very well be my last.
Have you ever had a moment in the ring that you were emotionally overwhelmed by?
Yes. Um, I there's this title in Michigan that has been in the scene for since like the I think the 70s or the 80s. This belt has been around since. And my grandfather has held this belt. The Sheik has held this belt. My father has held this belt. Um, just about anybody who's come through the Michigan scene has definitely held or fought for this title. And in 2019, unbeknownst to me, I beat one of my trainers for it. So that the moment that I hit a 450 splash, and I honestly didn't think I was gonna win. I thought he was gonna kick out when I hit the 450. I hit the 450, and I heard the ref count to three, and I just like was in complete shock. Uh, and I think that's probably the most emotional I've been in a match.
So, what is a moment where fans saw violence, but it meant something deeper to you?
Um, when me and my dad wrestled each other in a death match. Um, Honestly, anytime, but I retired him from death matches a few years ago at Horror Slam, and then he came out of retirement to fight Murdoch, and then Murdoch canceled. So then my opponent also canceled. So then we had to literally put together an entire new show. Um, 10 minutes before doors. And the after everything was said and done, it ended up being me versus my dad in the main event. And we put the stipulations of my match and his match together. He was doing a pain in the glass match. I was doing a typhoon of tubes match. So we just did a whole fucking bunch of glass and we beat the shit out of each other. I sliced my arm open, probably one of the worst cuts I've ever gotten. And the fans probably just saw fucking bloody violence between father and son. But to me, that was like a swan song to everything that our careers together have been.
What is something a difficult match has taught you?
Nothing is guaranteed, and rolling with the punches doesn't only apply to before the show.
So, when things get hard, what wrestling moment keeps you going?
When things get hard, we get harder. Just kidding. What wrestling moment does what now?
What wrestling moment keeps you going?
Hmm. 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 I think honestly, just the present and just being able to. I get to travel the world with some of the coolest people. But not only that, I get to do it with my best friend on the entire planet. And we get to fucking beat each other up while also beating other people up. And it's nothing like it. Like seeing the world is cool and I suggest everyone do it. But seeing the world with your best friend, priceless. Absolutely priceless.
So, let's get a little more into the human cost behind wrestling. What's the part of this lifestyle that people don't get to see?
Um the fact that we have to go from being a fucking superstar on Sunday to being this regular ass dude the next day for most of us. Um, that in itself is quite the drop, honestly. There like the high of performing well in front of a crowd as opposed to fucking being yelled at by some fucking bozo who you could literally snap in half if you weren't in the corporate world. Like, ah, the fucking duality is intense. So they don't get to see that. But also, like, we're fucking human as fuck. We're all just regular ass dudes and dudettes just trying to fucking get by. And like, we all have mental health struggles. We all have fucking personal problems. Like, you never know what that person next to you is going through. And just because we appear larger than life doesn't mean we go through less of life. Um, I'm a grown ass 30-year-old man who has borderline personality disorder.
You're not
But
30 yet. Shut up.
listen,
Quit aging us, all right?
I have to age us because if I pretend that I'm any younger, then I'll just be delusional. So, but but yeah, man, like I think that is like the biggest thing, like just the mental health struggles and like just the baggage that that pro wrestling adds to your mental health. Cause like it's just another aspect of life, but also it's another fucking job that you have to deal with, another set of coworkers that you have to deal with, another set of fucking like expectations that you have to deal with. All of these fucking things that like normal people under regular circumstance will probably fucking fold, but we have to go through it and we have to end up chest out that shit every time.
So, how hard is it to physically recover from any type of match over time?
Uh, and this is my last bit of rosin, um, or of that particular flavor. I think I forgot the question.
You haven't even smoked yet and you forgot the question.
Yeah, right. What did you say? You said what now?
How hard is it to physically recover from any style of match over time?
I mean, I guess it just depends. Obviously, the older you get, the harder it gets. I fucking heal like a superhuman, and all my friends hate me for it. But lately, I've been healing a little slow, and I'm fucking hating it. So that sucks. But like, it's there's always that soreness. But honestly, after you've done it so long, your body becomes so fucking used to just being destroyed that like, it's just like, oh, another day at the office, whatever.
Since we're celebrating, I'm totally going to join you.
Yeah, take a dab with me. I'm
I don't
fucking.
have dabs right now, but I got the bomb pack.
Mm,
And welcome to the smoke of Smoke and Meteoras.
yep.
All right. And so, what's the emotional toll of constantly putting yourself through this type of chaos?
Pardon me while I die.
No dying here.
Um. Hmm. I would say probably just like the long days, the longer nights, when sometimes you just want your bed, but you still have two to fucking three shows on this loop, and you gotta fucking power through it because even though you, the person, is tired and you, the person, doesn't want to fucking go to the next show, next town, whatever, you, the professional, have already agreed to this date. You, the professional, have already been advertised and hopefully advertised to your fans that you're going to be there. So if you don't, you're going to be letting people down, especially if it's for a reason that's like in within your control. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So, so yeah.
Been there, done that. I feel that. And so, how do people close to you react to what you do?
Uh, Coming from a wrestling family, I guess it makes it pretty easy for people to kind of know and understand because they already watched my dad go through it. And then with my dad being like one of the pioneers of the fucking hardcore deathmatch style in the area, uh my family was used to the blood and the fucking the scars and all the shit that comes with that. So that's fine. Sometimes the time gets to them. My mom hates that I do death matches. She understands me being a wrestler and she like knows that it's my absolute passion, even though I could be doing literally any fucking thing else on this planet. Um that's always it always have been, always will be home for me. So I'll always be in a wrestling ring and she gets that. But she doesn't like or understand that I fucking cut and destroy my body. But yeah, that's it. Everybody else is like, oh, that's cool, whatever.
So, have you ever struggled separating your wrestling mentality from your real life mentality?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a constant struggle. Especially as someone who suffers from a mental illness that isn't the best for identity purposes. Um, it is definitely hard to differentiate the two. Um, it's something that like it takes a lot of work and effort to do, honestly, and it's something that I still am learning to do to this day because realistically, uh, I have at this point been MM3 for longer than I have not. So, yeah, kind of
So,
all I
what
know at this point.
Yeah. So, what keeps you grounded outside of the ring?
Uh, Getting to do more things that Moon, the person, not Malcolm Monroe the third, the wrestler, likes to do. So, like, I like to play video games and fucking stream Monday to Wednesday, 7 to 11 on Twitch, playing video games. Shameless plug.
Hey, we stream on Twitch, so that's fine.
Hey, um, yeah, playing video games. I am a collector of things. As you can see, I like shit. I have a bunch of things, toys, and oh, cool! It's episode 21. That's my favorite number. Better coincidences. All right. Anyways, uh, Yeah, collecting things, going for walks. I like going for walks and shit sometimes. Listening to music. Those things keep me grounded and kind of keep me um kind of rooted in a sense of self and not a sense of MM3 wrestle party chaos party goblin all the time. Rah rah rah.
So, looking towards the future, what are you still trying to prove to yourself?
Um, I guess what I am proving to myself continuously and what I hope to do in the future is that I can wrestle at this level uh, for as long as I want. And uh, that I'll just never stop growing. That is one thing that I always want to prove to myself constantly is that I will always grow while never growing up. That's the key.
I mean, you are pretty short, so I
Fuck
guess.
off. I don't mean grow vertically. Obviously, I'm vertically challenged. I meant grow figuratively, spiritually. I mean, I
I
guess
know.
physically
I,
too. I'm
I
getting
had to
bigger,
pick on
like
you.
I'm getting wider, I guess.
It's what happens when you hit munchie mode.
Yeah, I guess.
So, do you feel misunderstood at all because of your choice to step into the deathmatch world?
Uh yes, kind of. Like I have a ton of people around me who always like tell me like, "Oh, you don't need to do that." But like I know that. I don't need to do anything. I want to do everything that I'm doing, so I do it. Uh that's yeah, that kind of just what keeps me going. I know what I want to do. I know what I want to be doing. It doesn't matter to me if like they don't understand or if they do understand. It's cool when they do, but like if they don't, it's not for them to understand. It's not their life.
So, what kind of wrestler do you want to be remembered as?
Uh I want to be remembered as a Swiss Army knife of a wrestler, the guy who could literally do anything. You've seen him bleed buckets, do flips, get technical, all in the same matches. And yeah, he's just a vibe, you know? I just want to be remembered as the vibe I am alone, not so much the person. I want people to remember the vibes they felt
So,
more.
what vibe do you want to give off? What do you want people to feel when they watch you?
Um, any and everything that they want to. I hope that an MM3 match for everybody is an experience all your own and it makes you feel everything from like laughter and joy to sadness, anxiousness, anger, like hope, literally everything. I want you to feel every emotion under the sun because sometimes we just need to feel things, bruh.
So, what kind of impact do you hope to leave on the industry before you leave?
um I guess the biggest impact that I would want to leave on the industry is that you don't have to put yourself in a box and you can literally do whatever you want.
So, what does success actually look like for MM3?
Uh, Getting to wrestle until the sun stops working.
So, what comes next for you? What are you currently chasing right now?
Currently, uh, myself and the lovely Thomas Oliver Vendetta are focusing a bit on our tag team career. We will be at GCW Wrestling um, tomorrow. We'll be there tomorrow. GCW at Harpo's in Detroit. Yeah, we're focusing a lot on the pillars because ain't no party like a pillars party.
So, what part of yourself are you still trying to sharpen?
Every part of myself, my mind, body, and spirit, consistently. I'm always training and trying to get better, both in the ring and out of the ring. And just trying to maintain a level of consistency.
What is a match or environment you still dream about achieving?
I want to go back to Japan and I want to wrestle at the Tokyo Dome. I want to main event Tokyo Dome at some point in my life.
So, what motivates you to keep going now?
Um, Doubt, uh, people doubting the MM3 train, um, people doubting me doubting myself. Just, I guess, doubt in general is what keeps me motivated. Uh, every day would get better and better, dude.
So, what is next for MM3?
A whole lot of wrestling. That's it, man. MM3 got a whole lot of wrestling coming up. And going forward, that's just what we're doing. We're just wrestling. Whole lot of streaming, doing a lot of that too. I'm gonna do some wrestling stuff on the stream soon. I was kind of trying to keep the two separated for as long as I could, but sometimes MM3 just gotta do his thing. So a lot of wrestling, a lot of streaming, and a lot of smoking weed, man.
All right. So, we've talked about the pain and stuff long enough. It's time to get weird.
Ooh, I like weird.
So, if your personality was a horror movie trope, what would it be?
If my personality was a horror movie trope, I don't, I don't know, dude. I think it would be very like Terrifier all over the place.
I can see that.
Yeah, dude. Like you just don't know what the fuck's gonna happen next, and then you're just like, what the fuck is going on? Nobody knows, dude.
Like an MM3 match.
Yeah, dude. Nobody knows what's going on because one minute he's like wrestling very technically, and the next he's using the chains as a fucking jungle gym and doing flips off of them, and then he's fucking bleeding and doing all this goofy shit. You don't know what's going on, dude.
So, if your life had a warning label, what would it say?
Um, it sucks here because it hurts, but it's also great here because life's about balance.
So, what is something completely harmless that annoys the ever living fuck out of you?
People chewing really loudly. It like literally does something to me like internally that like my brain short circuits and I just feel like a serial killer for point 0.4 seconds. Cause I'm just like, I can't focus on anything other than that noise. And that noise is literally like the worst noise that you've ever heard somehow directly on your eardrums at the highest volume ever, even if it's like really silent, but somehow it feels just like that all the time. So yeah, people chewing really loudly.
So, for anybody that knows you or has at least hopefully seen a picture of you, they know you have tattoos.
I do know I have tattoos.
So, what are your top three favorite tattoos?
Oh, my top three. Um, damn. I'll be having to remember what I got. My top three favorites in no particular order, because that's not fair, would be my alien tattooing this voodoo bear that kind of looks like me. Um, yeah. I have this rose with my daughter's name on it because her name is Skylar Rose, and it goes from black and gray and it transitions to color. It like represents the birth of consciousness. It's like a whole thing, but that is up there in the top three, and then
Oh no, he froze. Uh oh. Hold on, let me message him. I don't think he realizes he froze.
oh no, did you lose me?
You totally froze. I was just about to message you.
Ah, I'm here. um, the what the hell? I was talking about something.
The last tattoo.
Yeah, the last tattoo. It's hard because the last one is one of my Naruto tattoos, but I don't know which one. I have one on my leg that's like a full portrait of like my favorite character from the show. The other one is a combination of these two tattoos that are like two eyes that are on my chest from the show. And the other is nah, I think this top three is my curse mark that I have
Yeah, I
right
was gonna
here.
say, don't you have a curse mark tattoo?
I do have a curse mark. Yeah, nah, that one is top three. So the rose, the curse mark, and the alien.
All
Yep.
right. So, speaking of aliens, if aliens watched 1 week of your life, what do you think would confuse them the most?
They have watched more than 1 week in my life, but what I think confuses them the most is um when I go to a building, I'll bleed there in front of a bunch of strangers. I'll leave sometimes cursing and mad, but then happy to go back and do it again the next day. Yeah, I
All
think
right.
that would confuse the shit out of them. I think they'd be like, yo, what the fuck is this dude doing?
All right. So, last one. What is something people would never expect to know about you outside of wrestling?
Um, People wouldn't expect to know about me outside of wrestling. Mm, uh, what?
What do
What's
you
like?
mean, what?
I'm like trying to see what people like expect. Like I don't fucking know. Um, Probably like nah, cause like even like shit that I think of, I'm like nah. I feel like they would like I would say that and they'd be like, "Yep, checks out." Um,
Guys, if you have plans, you answer the phone within like a half an hour. If I'm just hitting you up to hit you up, you take like 4 to 5 business days sometimes.
no facts, but I feel like people know that about me. Like I feel like if you say that to someone, they'll be like, "Yeah, no, that checks out."
See, like I knew that about Tommy. I did not know that about you.
Me and my husband are one and the same. I think something that would be unexpected. Um Play the ukulele.
I feel like I knew that, but I know
That's what I'm
you.
saying. I feel like people would be
But I
like,
know you, so it's different.
but also like I feel like if like you told someone like, yo, you know that motherfucker MM3 plays ukulele, they'd be like, nah, that checks out. Like I feel like what wouldn't be expected? Hmm. Um I can hold my breath underwater for a really, really long time. Maybe they wouldn't expect that.
All right.
Yep.
So
Oh no, I
we
know what they wouldn't expect. They wouldn't expect that I'm Silver 2 in Rainbow Six Siege.
all right.
Yep. Yep.
So we have reached the last segment of the podcast, which I like
Oh
to
shit.
call
Oh shit.
promo roulette.
Promo roulette. What we doing?
You'll find out.
Oh, type shit. Promo roulette.
I just really like that music. So we switched it up since the last podcast, and we now do it on cartoon characters instead of random fucking objects, because that shit got hard. So
Oh,
I did not have anything prepared for you because you are not the guest that was supposed to be here this week.
wow.
So the cartoon character that was given to the guest that I was supposed to have, I don't even know who he is, so I think he's before our time. So if you know who Duck Boy is, that's who was given.
Who is?
Duck Boy.
Duck Boy?
Yeah.
I don't think I know, gang.
All right. So, knowing a little bit about you, I'm gonna pick it myself. And
Okay.
I know this might not be your favorite one, but it's mine, so I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna have you shoot a promo on Tanjiro Kamuto from Demon Slayer.
Tanjiro?
Yep. I kept it
Like,
basic enough, all right? And if I get any more complicated with that, Kylon makes fun of me when I mispronounce names, so I ain't going there.
Whose name we mispronouncing?
I mispronounced. I believe it's Nido.
Type shit.
Yeah, I think I said NATO, and he made fun of me live on stream for like a good 5 minutes before he shot the promo. But I know how to pronounce Tanjiro, so that's what we're
Type
going with.
shit.
So whenever you're ready.
I gotta cut a promo on Tanjiro.
Yep.
When we wrestling each other, am I wrestling Tanjiro?
Yep.
Type shit.
It's a good thing you got a curse mark.
Yeah, right. All right, I'm ready.
All right, let's go.
What is better than a devil that you don't know is a devil that you do. And Tanjiro, that devil to me is you. So you walk around with your little pretend curse mark. I said pretend curse mark. I've only seen the highlights of your fights. I've never seen them to completion. I know you can't say the same about an MM3 fight. So come this Saturday, when you're looking across the ring and you see the demon in me, you will know through because Naruto's a better fucking show. What are you doing, my boy? Lock in. I'll see you Saturday, darling.
All right. All right. With that being said, that is everything I have for you this week. So, where can we find you on the socials and where can we actually see you if you got any matches upcoming?
Yeah, man. You can see me on the social medias. I am at the process MM3 on all socials. Facebook, it's the process MM3 or Malcolm Monroe the third. You look up either, you find me. Um,
Your Twitch.
my Twitch is Moon the Traveler, no spaces at the space station. That's the other space station. It's across the galaxy, bro. We in the Andromeda and shit over there, but we be vibing. But you can catch me there. But tomorrow night you can catch me at GCW in Detroit. Saturday, May 16th, I will be at XICW presents I'm the DBA and it's my birthday and not yours. My dad's birthday show on Saturday. Um, I will be doing JCW shows for Juggalo Championship Wrestling all of next week, so you can catch me there. Um, yeah, and then you can catch me and Tommy being cute all the time, just about anywhere. But you can catch us defending our XICW tag team titles and our IBW tag team titles at both respective promotions every month. We be on that. But yeah, just check out the socials and stay in the know, you know?
Alrighty. Well, with that being said, we will be back next week with not one, not two, but three different guests. So on Wednesday, we will be back with Jay Onyx on Wednesday. And on Thursday, we will be joined by Icebox Josie Valentine. And speaking of GCW, Tony motherfucking Deppin will be in the space station all next week. So catch us 3 opportunities next week: Wednesday with Jay Onyx, or Thursday with Josie or Tony. But with that being said, that is everything for Smoke and Meteoras. We will catch you next week. Have a good night.